Hello, hello. It's a weekly SIG Node meeting. Today is July 11th, 2023. Welcome, everybody. Today we have few agenda items. We will start with ACE.
Yeah, so I opened this issue a week or two ago. Basically, whole node usage is reported very differently for C group V2 and V1. I mostly put it on the agenda today to see kind of, I think I at least have some alignment on what I think the solution is. But I was hoping to either get a consensus here and try to move that forward in terms of, I mean, it's a run C fix that needs to be picked up in C advisor potentially, and then picked up in Kubernetes. But I kind of would like to get that train moving if people sort of agree. So the very short version of this is for V2, there's no root C group like memory.usage. And we used total minus free to approximate it, which doesn't really match the calculation that was done in V1. And it can be off by several hundred megabytes, almost up to a gigabyte in some cases. And so what are the fix and run C that I suggested basically just matches the calculation in V1. And I might need to, sorry, not this one actually, it's at the very end if you look at the PR that I linked. But it basically just makes it anon plus file. Yeah. And yeah, I think the other question is then how do we actually like test this, right? Because ideally, like the testing that I've done, I basically take a node and you can look at it on C group V1 or V2, you just reboot it and change it. And you see what gets reported. And you can check like proc mem info, and all of the actual usage is exactly the same. It's purely a reporting and calculation issue. So yeah.
Yeah, we need to get the run C PR. I'll poke some run C maintainers and take a look at it myself too.
Okay, yeah, I mean, if there's no objections, I think we can move forward, but I definitely, if anyone is a run C maintainer and wants to review this, please do take a look. If not, I'll just bring the folks there and see.
Yeah, I'll take a look and I'll also check with the kernel subsystem maintainer there just to get their thoughts.
That'd be good, thank you.
Thank you for bringing it in. So if it's run C and then C advisor and then Kubernetes, please ping people more aggressively. Thank you for bringing it to the meeting.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Kevin's item was striken. Probably it's already merged. Next one, Kartik.
Yeah, hi. So we discussed about this in previous one of the meetings. So we had some feedbacks and concerns as well. So we are looking forward to know more opinion from the community and how to take this forward. So in short, what we are trying to achieve is that in currently, if you want to resize the compute of any node, we need to manually restart a kubelet. So with this approach, we want to dynamically change the values to the cluster level. So this is the main intention behind this step. Yeah, so we want to know more about it.
Yeah, I think we shared a lot of feedback there. Typically, the process is like we need to define scope through like iterations of understanding what the feedback and what the minimal product we can get with the understanding how it will going, what will happen going forward. I think this cap has a few feedback items already. Do you know the feedback? Do you want to reiterate? Try to discuss it on this meeting.
Yeah, there was concern regarding the stability of the kubelet, and there was a one raised. So we want to understand with which perspective, so we should need to tackle so that we can address that issue.
Yeah, I think bigger question was semantical, like do we even want to support this kind of API, and what it would mean for if we will do. So one of the suggestion was to concentrate on kube reserved, making
Okay.
dynamic, for instance.
Mm.
I
Okay.
I think you have issue and you have a PR, right, for cap. So I think it was raised in one of those. I remember seeing it.
Mm, Not sure.
Okay, but I hear this request quite often, and now like there are two types of requests. First request is let's make Node be more dynamic and report its status quite like proactively. Like that's probably what you suggest, right? C advisor
Yes.
monitor the
Yeah.
usage and it will update its status correspondingly. Another approach people asking about is API based. So can we make a node big, but then API can edit this node to say like only use that part of a node. And that is another approach people thinking about. Both are valid and for different scenarios. We just need to understand how much we want to address it soon, and obviously the Kubernetes stability will be a big issue here as well. We have pod resources, pod in place upgrade, and that cap was merged with with understanding of few race conditions that we introduced. We hope to address them closer to beta, but it may require a lot of refactoring. So maybe after this refactoring it will be easier.
Okay. So you meant to say we have to keep this for a hold for a while?
If you want to keep iterating on that, it will be great. The main goal is to understand the scope and like agree on a scope with
Okay.
with all the parties. So if you can go through the PR and issue again and collect all the feedback that was given, it may help. Or maybe we can have a separate meeting for that. But I think it should be closer to beginning of next release. Right now, everybody will be busy with 128 code
Okay.
fix.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
Is there any more thoughts on dynamic node resize? Okay, then let's move forward.
Yeah. One last thing is that I would request anyone to just leave a comment on the issue, the enhancement, so that we can go through it and try to address those things. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Kartik. I don't know.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me actually. Hello everyone. Like I'm new to the meeting, and I was actually taking interest in this particular issue where I understand we need owner references to be exposed from the pod, either via environment or download API, probably download API. So like I just wanted to get a better understanding of it, and also like how to go ahead with it.
Can you comment on a use case?
So like this is this is one of the use case that was under discussion, where like the metrics wanted to get the owner references of the pods and like the replica sets to the deployments and all that. I'm still like kind of not clear on the part, like what is the exact use case that will require this. So that's one of the things I wanted clarity on.
Yeah, if it's about metrics, it's quite an interesting use case, and we met it when we've been working on probes. So every pod has its name as identifier, and this name is constructed from, in case of some application, it may be pod name, but then it will be also replica set ID. Replica set will generate ID and another ID as well. So you can have multiple random IDs as a suffix. So on the one hand, you want to have metrics specifically for this pod, for this instance of a pod. but for some metrics, you want some aggregate across multiple pods. So an easiest way to aggregate across multiple pods is to, I mean, today we strip in the suffix, but it may be better if you have a direct owner reference, maybe more clean solution.
Yep.
If it's about that, yeah, if you want to start a cap, you can start writing it. I think we will get more attention to it closer to 129 release. Right now we are closing up 128 and code freezes soon.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I'll start drafting the cap, and maybe in the next meeting we can put it up for review in the same issue thread, something like that.
Yeah, you can do that. As I said, you may not get enough eyes right now because everybody will be working on wrapping up the 128 release. We will have code freeze very soon.
Right. Mhm. Okay.
Any more comments?
Nothing from my end. Thank you.
Okay, next item is mine. I wanted to let everybody know that Sidecar PR got merged. Sidecar, yeah, I see people reacting with emojis. So Sidecar is a long-standing functionality that people were using for a while, but it wasn't used everywhere because of all the limitations with jobs and with sidecars not being able to restart in case of like completing pods running to completion. So this PR addresses all these concerns, and sidecars becoming almost the first-class citizens in Kubernetes. Please watch out for all the failing tests that may be result of this cap merge. And also we have more follow-up PRs, like since it's very big functionality, we split it into multiple PRs. Main logic is already merged, and the only thing left is clean up here and there, and maybe a little bit of enablement of more things like readiness props and such. But yeah, please be on lookout for any regressions we could have caused. Okay, next item is from Mark.
Yeah, we have a pull request open for the Windows implementation for the stats only CRIs, and I was hoping to get some reviewers from SIG Node to look at that so that we can hopefully get that merged by next week. For this, there's the implementation and some EDE tests. The EDE tests are currently failing because as these EDE tests uncovered some issues where like on Windows, pods and transient states were causing some of the stats to not be reported correctly. There's some linked PRs in Containerd that I know folks have been reviewing, and hopefully those get merged soon too. And then we'll make sure that the ED test pass that's running, this test consumes those updates. But I think that we could probably work on getting this merged in Kubernetes, since it seems like the functionality is all working.
We are targeting GA of this, right?
I believe it's targeting beta. Is Peter on the call?
Yeah, I'm here. It's targeting beta. I'm suspicious as to whether it'll make it there, but it's currently targeted to beta now. Like to go to beta in 128.
Yeah. And is that beta and on by default? If it's on by default, I think we definitely should try and get the Windows stuff merged.
No.
Okay.
Beta and off by default for sure.
Okay. Yeah, because if it's on by default, or for some reason I thought it targets GA, and that was a little concerning. But if it's beta, it's great. Good progress. And I see Mrunal. Oh no. Who commented? Oh,
Peter.
Peter will review it. Okay.
Yep, that's all I had for that. Thanks, everybody.
Weapon.
Hey guys. Yeah. Hi. Good morning. I'm new to this project and meeting. So actually, I'm going to ask a very maybe stupid question. So I have this PR, and it's about like facing an issue like when static policy like parts in shared pool still allocated to reserve CPU, right? And then there's a test like pool Kubernetes node Kubernetes CPU manager test. It's just failing. Like debug, like I want to know, like I try to see the test and YAML, but it just said exit 1 and no specific error message. So is Francisco there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, yeah. I
Yes.
think you're very familiar with this. How should I debug and see what's really failing, or just false alarm? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yes, I would like to have the CPU manager test run against APR. So yeah, about the specific test, unfortunately, I'm a bit I'm a bit busy this week for the reasons Sergey already explained. So me and others. So yeah, I will take a look as soon as I can. But if someone else wants to help, feel free, because I have a limited bandwidth. But yes, we need to. It's unrelated to your PR. I strongly believe that. So we need to make sure the lane is working correctly.
Yeah, but let's say let's error like this in the test. How should I see the actual error message? Because
Yeah.
yeah.
No, this is exactly the problem. The lane is not supposed to behave this way. So yeah, we need to understand why the lane is not even starting, and yeah, we can help with that. But yeah, we will get to that. But long story short, it's not supposed to be like this. Yes.
So a few suggestions.
So ideally, you should display the error message.
Yes. Few suggestions. First is try to run it on MTPR. It may be helpful. And then, like, if it doesn't work on MTPR as well, then lane is clearly broken. You can also ping SIG testing because it may be something with infrastructure. Once these two are exhausted, yeah, please ping again on Slack. And we also have other CPU and topology tests failing right now on periodics. Like we had them on CI on pull requests, and they were reasonably stable before. I don't know what happened with this particular one. On periodics, we have them added. Swati added them a few weeks back, and but they are not working right now as well. So we're looking for people who has bandwidth to look at this test and try to get them back into working state. But those tests are very important because before Swati added this pull request jobs and other jobs, we didn't have tests that running on multi-NUMA environments, and I think this one is running on multi-NUMA as well. Which yeah,
I agree.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Just ping in a issue or Slack or whatever when.
Yeah, and SIG test, like on a Slack on SIG testing, maybe they will respond. But since it's multi-NUMA, it uses bigger machine type, actually very big machine type. So that may be one of the issues, and it may be test infra related. That's why I'm suggesting to start with SIG testing. Maybe they can help.
SIG test. What's a SIG test? Sorry, can you explain what's a SIG test?
So in Kubernetes, we have different SIGs. In SIG Node, we're looking at kubelet and such. And SIG test is concentrated on how tests are run and what kind of test frameworks we have. So if there are some infrastructure, like there is also infrastructure SIG that is able to help with that. So one of those may be better to look at this particular issues and SIG Node.
Okay, SIG test is another channel, right? Another group of people.
Yeah, and there is also Kubernetes infra channel as well.
Okay.
Them may be able to help.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay.
As Francisco said that we have this one and we have more related tests that needs to be fixed, and we're looking for people with bandwidth to get them back into green state. If you can help with that, it will be amazing.
Okay.
Okay, next one, Paco.
Yeah, this one is about the eviction CI failure for PID related thing. Here we can see there are many failing reasons, and one of them is about PID pressure related, which is filled in the CIO, but it runs well in the kernel D. It will cause a PID pressure easily in kernel D cluster in my local test as well. And I'm not sure if you are joining the subscript SIG Node test failures email group, you will got a failure email every day, I think. And
Yeah, it's known issue for a very long time, and I'm really glad you look into that.
yeah, I want to I raise here because so many guys here. I'm not sure if anyone knows the background or context about this E2E test. I think according to recent testing, it always failed.
The request is to look at PR.
I want to know some context maybe about the PR. I fixed it using not waiting for the PID pressure on CIO, but I'm not sure if it is right. Another thought on this, another way to fix this, I'm not sure if it is right. I tried to make the PID pressure lower to make the kubelet faster. I'm not sure if that works. And it also flicks in the kernel D environment for the eviction order because kubelet cannot know the PID process states of each pod. After I enabled the feature gate to get pod status from CI, it works in my cluster. There are multi problems here, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know this logic about eviction ordering for PIDs. Is anybody on the call knows the history and something about it?
By the way, I think the PID process states is forming. If it is from the C advisor, there is a PID related metrics, which has some performance issue. I think before I have say that in an older Kubernetes issue.
Yeah, I think I looked at the PR and I'm not comfortable to fix it as it suggests to fix, just like changing condition. I really want to understand what's going on. So yeah, if anybody has a context, please share.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's try to move the discussion to maybe issue and Slack.
Okay.
Maybe you can find somebody who remembers or who willing to help bounce ideas.
Yeah, the current fix is not that graceful. I think.
Okay. Yeah, we at the end of agenda. Anything else for today? Okay, if nothing else, please, if you can spend this rest of the meeting time for reviews, please do so. There are many PRs that waiting for some eyes and some attention. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Bye.